Historic US-EU trade deal, what you need to know. Imagine a world where the two largest economies join forces to create a monumental trade deal. That's exactly what happened yesterday when President Donald J. Trump announced a groundbreaking trade agreement with the European Union, EU. This deal is set to redefine the economic landscape between the United States and Europe, offering Americans unparalleled access to the EU market. But here's where it gets controversial. Not everyone agrees on the long-term benefits and potential drawbacks of such a massive deal. Let's dive in and explore the details. A new era of trade. This historic agreement represents a significant modernization of the transatlantic alliance. It aims to bolster America's economy and manufacturing capabilities by securing substantial investments and purchases from the EU. By 2028, the EU has committed to buying $750 billion in U.S. energy and investing $600 billion in the United States. This strategic move positions the U.S. as the premier destination for investment, innovation, and advanced manufacturing. The heart of the deal. The U.S. and EU have reached a cooperation agreement on reciprocal, fair, and balanced trade. This monumental deal will open doors for U.S. farmers, ranchers, fishermen, and manufacturers to increase exports and expand business opportunities. The EU will remove significant tariffs, including all tariffs on U.S. industrial goods exported to the EU. This creates enormous opportunities for American-made and American-grown goods to compete and thrive in the European market. And this is the part most people miss. The ripple effect of this increased market access will drive growth across the American economy, fueling exports, expanding production, and allowing businesses of all sizes to reach millions of new customers. Tariffs and investments. As part of President Trump's strategy to establish balanced trade, the EU will pay a 15% tariff rate on various U.S. products, including autos, auto parts, pharmaceuticals, and semiconductors. However, sectoral tariffs on steel, aluminum, and copper will remain unchanged, with the EU continuing to pay 50%. This new tariff regime aims to generate tens of billions of dollars in revenue annually and help close the long-standing trade imbalance. The EU will also invest $600 billion in the United States over President Trump's term, in addition to the over $100 billion EU companies already invest annually. Energy dominance. The EU will purchase $750 billion of U.S. energy exports through 2028, strengthening the United States' energy dominance and reducing European reliance on adversarial sources. This move will also narrow the trade deficit with the EU. Addressing barriers. The deal includes provisions to eliminate tariffs in various sectors and provide meaningful quotas for other products. The EU will work to address non-tariff barriers for U.S. industrial and agricultural exports, streamlining requirements for sanitary certificates for U.S. pork and dairy products. Additionally, the U.S. and EU will establish strong rules of origin to ensure that the benefits of this agreement flow directly to both parties, not to third countries. Digital trade and economic security. The agreement addresses unjustified digital trade barriers, with the EU confirming it will not adopt or maintain network usage fees. The US and EU will maintain zero customs duties on electronic transmissions and strengthen economic security alignment to enhance supply chain resilience and innovation. Military equipment. The EU has agreed to purchase significant amounts of U.S. military equipment, further expanding U.S. exports to the European market. A legacy of leadership. President Trump's America First economic agenda is restoring industrial might, securing energy dominance, and making the United States the premier destination for advanced manufacturing and industrial investment. In just 6 months, President Trump has reaffirmed the United States as the world's most attractive destination for investment and the unrivaled leader in innovation, research, and advanced manufacturing. Challenging unfair trade practices. Since day one, President Trump has challenged the assumption that American workers and businesses must tolerate unfair trade practices. He declared a national emergency in response to the large and persistent U.S. goods trade deficit caused by a lack of reciprocity in bilateral trade relationships. Today's announcement opens up historic market access to the second-largest economy in the world, re-establishing the strong, positive, long-term relationship between the United States and the EU. But here's the controversial part. While this deal promises significant economic benefits, some critics argue that it could lead to increased dependence on the EU and potential trade disputes down the line. Others worry about the impact on smaller businesses that may struggle to compete in the new market landscape. What do you think? Is this deal a game changer for the U.S. economy, or are there hidden pitfalls we should be wary of? Share your thoughts in the comments below.